We have a new boss to farm with the Abyssal League in Path of Exile 0.3, and boy oh boy you guys have been sleeping on this one. I made nearly 40 divines profit in just 2 hours with this farm, so that's nearly 20 divines per hour, which is way more efficient than most people on their map. The crazy thing about this farm is that it's the easiest boss in PoE 2 right now. It dies faster than other pinnacle bosses and takes way less time per run. Not only that, but it is also the most forgiving. It doesn't matter if you die, you can respawn and kill the boss and not lose your run, unlike other tier 3 pinnacle bosses. In this video, I'll be covering what you need to do to farm this boss correctly, and then going over my loot from 50 runs. So the Vessel of Kulemak is accessed by using the Invitation of Kulemak in the Well of Souls area to enter the Black Cathedral. It's a 4-phase fight whereby you're guaranteed a legendary ring, the Grip of Kulemak with Abyssal Signet, every time you kill the boss. You can finish the fight early and take the ring, but you never want to do this because the final version of the boss is where the juicy items such as the Undying Hate Timeless Jewels can drop from. The ring itself also gains more affixes each time you infuse the boss, and you can very rarely hit the jackpot and get 4 desirable affixes, which can sell all the way up to 100 divines. There are also other uniques the boss drops, which I'll go over later in the video. In terms of what you want to do for the first 3 times is you want to infuse the boss, and each boss will apply from a fixed pool of desecrated affixes. So if you're targeting a specific role on the ring, then you'll want to look up the combination you want, but I just always went Ulamon, Ulamon, Ulamon because some of the more desirable affixes this season were in that pool. After that, you will be given the choice to either return the ring or take the ring. Always return the ring, as this will move the boss to the final phase, after which he'll drop from his full loot pool. So each invitation at the time of recording this video was 14 exalted each. We spent roughly 2.5 divine or around 700 exalts buying 50 invitations. So 2.5 divines was the buy-in cost to do 50 runs. So let's move on to what I gathered from those 50 runs. Let's start off with raw currency. So from raw currency alone, I made 3 divines and a perfect exalted orb, which is worth nearly 2 divines. So all in all, for simplicity's sake, from raw currency, I made roughly 5 divines. So from currency alone, we've already made a decent profit of 2.5 divines. Let's move on to the rings next. As I mentioned, these drop every single time you kill the boss, and because we're pushing the boss all the way through, it drops with 2 fixed affixes and 4 randomly rolled affixes. Unfortunately for us, all 50 of these rings are pretty much worthless, and that probably will be the case for you as well. Less than 1% of the time you will get 4 very desirable affixes, all rolled very high and rolled together, and only then will you have hit the jackpot and made like tens of divines, sometimes even 50 or 100 divines. It is difficult to determine what those specific combinations are. There are probably a few of them out there, but something like extra damage as lightning in combination with another extra damage as fire or cold, critical damage bonus, percentage maximum life. You'll see like a few of those affixes I mentioned are from the Ulamon family of desecrated affixes, so which is why I went for those 3 Ulamon infusions for the boss. But yeah, these 50 rings aren't worth much, so for the simplicity's sake, again, for the video, let's just say we made 0 divines here. But yeah, in reality, you can disenchant all 50 of this to make 50 chance shards, which are 5 chance orbs, which is worth like 100 exalts currently. So yeah, it's not worth absolutely nothing, but again, for the calculation of the video, let's just say we made nothing here. What are the unique drops for the boss apart from the ring? So you've got the belt, the Darkness Enthroned Fine Belt, and these can be worth something this season because you've got those new runes which are sought after and desirable, and you can socket these in to get more desirable stats such as attack speed, movement speed this season for people who are really min-maxing their builds. And then you've got this Ravenous Staff, which the new Lich Ascendancy uses. Fortunately, the staff is worthless on the trade market, so again, just some more chance shards. But yeah, for the purposes of calculation for the video, these Ravenous Staffs aren't going to be worth anything. 0 divines again. The belt, the best belts have very high rolled increased effect of socketed items. You're looking for 90+% effect of socketed items from a fresh, non-corrupted belt. So of my runs, I got 25 belts, so roughly 50% drop chance, and only 3 of them dropped above 90%. Unfortunately for us, the shield one is worthless. Doesn't matter what the percentage roll is, the shield one is not worth much at all. The gloves are worth something, and that's because you can put attack speed in there. The ones that roll for boots are worth something because you can put movement speed, and similarly the helmet one is also worth something, but again you're looking for sort of high 90% in terms of what you want to roll, so only one really is worth anything, just raw, in terms of what we got, and this one is probably worth 1 and all, which is again a third of a divine. So let's, again, for simplicity's sake, just say our belts made us nothing. But yeah, at the end of this video, we're going to do a little bonus run, and we're actually going to corrupt all 25 of these belts, because if you do get a belt that is helmet, gloves, or boots, and it has over 100% effect of socketed items, which you can get with the Vaal Orb, then yeah, you can get some serious money. So let's move on to the main area where I've made the majority of my money with these runs, and that's with the Undying Hate Timeless Jewels. There are 5 varieties of these jewels. What you need to know is all of them, apart from one, if you identify them, are worth 3 divines at base at the moment. So the Kurgle one I've got here is worth 3 divines, and all of them apart from one are worth 3 divines. The one that isn't worth 3 divines is the Tech Rod one. They're worth 9 divines at the moment in the marketplace, and I got lucky and I got 2 of them. So we managed from our Undying Hate Timeless Jewels to make 21 divines, which is pretty nuts, and I will admit it is pretty lucky. You won't get this luck in terms of identifying the jewels. Two or three jewels, you know, in 50 runs isn't that lucky, but yeah, two jewels maybe is more towards the average. I actually got even more lucky in these 50 runs, and also got the Farrell's Rune of the Chase from one of the bosses, which is worth 15 divines right now. I wouldn't expect you to get this after doing 50 or even 100 runs. This was complete luck, whereas after 50 to 100 runs, you will probably get a couple of timeless jewels. So total profit time. So these 50 runs took me roughly 2 minutes each. And just to be on the conservative side, let's say it took me 2 hours for these 50 runs. You could definitely shave off some time if you play with mouse and keyboard. From the earlier part of the video, you'll see I love playing with a controller when I'm actually fighting enemies, but that does slow you down when you're looting and depositing items. My cost, as I mentioned, for these 50 invitations was 2.5 divines, and my gross profit was 41 divines. So my net profit was 38.5 divines, which is over 19 divines per hour. That's crazy high, but I admit that's a lucky set of 50 runs. Let's say you're not lucky like me. Let's take away the Farrell's Rune of the Chase. Let's say all 3 timeless jewels we got were not Tech Rod. So now these 3 are now worth 9 divines. So now my gross profit, even in a bad case scenario, is 14 divines. So my net profit is 11.5 divines, which is still over 5 divines an hour. That is an absolutely brilliant method for farming right now. It beats juicing maps for the average player. Heck, it beats juicing maps for most players out there, even if your luck was on the lower side. Also, for how easy this boss is and how forgiving this boss is for even newbier players, they will be able to do this, say, over tier 3 pinnacle bosses like Zesht or the Ritual King, where if you die in those encounters, you lose 150 shards or 150 splinters. But I will put one disclaimer out there. If this farm does become more popular, then the market will start to equalize and the invitations will start to creep up in price. So I bought them for 14 exalts each. They might start creeping up towards 20 exalts each. And then these jewels, as the market becomes saturated, they won't be worth as much as they are right now. So essentially, as basic supply and demand economics play out, this method will become less profitable later in the league. So yeah, take advantage of it now. Oh, and also at the moment, I have 115% rarity while doing this boss, and rarity is important because it will improve your currency drops and the random drops that you get from the boss. Okay, it's time for the bonus section. Okay, so we've got our 15 Omens of Corruption and we're ready to Varlorb all the belts which don't have shield. Remember, it doesn't matter if they're rolled low, it will Divine Orb basically and re-roll the stat before it applies the Varlorb if it does do the re-roll stat mechanic. So we don't need to worry if it's rolled low, so let's go for it. 99, but definitely not 100 plus. Nope. Nope. No. 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 Nope. Nope. 120 on helmet. Okay, holy shit. That's actually the highest, isn't it? Yeah, God. Okay, we're keeping that one to the side and seeing how much that one's worth in a second. We've got 6 more. 78. 85. Okay, so the rest of them are trash. Let's see how much this one's worth, okay? So we need to make sure it's helmet and it's 120, right? Oh my god, I think we've hit the jackpot. No way. Okay, so yeah, definitely worth Varlorbing your belts at the end. You could be lucky like me and hit the jackpot.